That's right. The title is not clickbait. That's exactly what happens in this issue, and you're going to love it. Welcome back to Rad Rat Comics, a channel about comics. One thing I really like to do is I read comic books from the Silver Age and the Bronze Age, any time where there's just weird and crazy stuff going on. And every now and then I run into something so amazing that I have to make a video about it. And that's what's going on today. So I've been reading the Brave and the Bold Bronze Age Omnibus, and I ran into the best issue. If you're not familiar with Brave and the Bold, it is a Batman team-up comic, so every issue is Batman and whoever solving a crime or, stopping the villain or whoever. I have it here on my tablet. This issue is Brave and the Bold number 78, Batman and Wonder Woman guest starring Batgirl, where they both fall in love with him and they compete for his affections. It's the best. I'm excited for you to be able to experience this, and I'm happy to be the one to share it with you. But I'm jealous of you that you haven't, that you get to experience this for the first time. It's just incredible. Okay, so it starts with a giant truck trying to shoot Batman, who's for some reason crawling out of the sewer. You see Copperhead over there dressed in his snake outfit, and his face also kind of looking like a snake. So they have this big armored truck. Batman shoots it with a laser, cuts it in half. Rack went up for the Bat Guy, but what of the sinister, sleek figure who watched the action at this moment a few avenues away? So, a couple of things to point out. In this era, a lot of people, I've read a handful of The Brave and the Bold. They haven't been so amazing that I had to tell you about them. But they call him the Bat Guy a lot. Like people, like random people on the street will be like, oh, there's that Bat Guy again. They never call him Batman. I guess sometimes they do, but like it's always Bat Guy. And there's a weird quirk in this issue where they draw all of the panels at an angle. Not all of them, but there's a lot of panels at an angle, and the text is just kind of like turned. I don't know why. That's the first time they've done it in the series. I mean, so far in this book that I've read. But yeah, what happened to that guy dressed up as a snake 3 seconds ago? Well, now he's dressed up like a beggar. I don't know when he had time to do that, but he did. He gets close to the queen, who wants to give him a coin. Here, my man, a small memento of my visit. But I like the larger mementos, dear lady. The queen's tiara, he's swiping it. Grab him. So, I thought about this panel for a little bit, okay? The queen sees a homeless guy, and she gives him a coin. In no way does this make any sense to me. So, either it's a British coin, in which case it's worthless for him, and why does she carry her own money? She's got people, right? So she either has pocket change from her flight that she just so happened to have and she gives it to him, or she went out of her way to convert money so that she had an American quarter to give to the guy, in which case, why even bother giving him a quarter? Or this is a reference to British history, which I may be giving the authors a little bit too much credit on this, but there's something called Maundy coins. And so in the 1200s, the king went to church and he gave some poor people money. And back in the day, the pennies were made out of silver. And so now, 800 years later, they still do the same thing. So the queen will they have special silver pennies made, and they give them out at church or something like that. I hate British history is the worst, because they'll do something once. Somebody will do something, some earl will wear a wig because he's going bald, and hundreds of years later people will have to wear wigs at court. It's just ridiculous. I don't know if it's a reference to the queen having special coins made to give out to poor people, but in any case, he doesn't want that. He steals her tiara. So he throws his hood back on, transforms back into Copperhead, and he starts to climb up the wall with these suction cups on his fingers. I feel like these could very easily fall off. And here's where we discover what the actual plan was. So the truck was just meant to distract Batman so that he could rob the queen a few blocks away. Okay? And so maybe Batman's going to try to distract him back? I don't know. Let's find out. And so Batman climbs up the wall with his bat rope so that he can chase Copperhead, who's talking to him, but it's not actually Copperhead. It is a tiny playback device. He lured me on a wild viper chase. I really like this. Okay, so he has a like a tape recorder, I guess, right? And he's got, and he made it look like a copperhead snake. And I really appreciate the dedication to the theme. Like, this guy, he loves snakes so much. Not only does he kind of physically look like one, but he wears a snake outfit and he does crimes in a snake type way. I don't know about the suction cup fingers, but he's very much on theme. He had to mold that tape recorder to look like a snake. And more than that, when Batman tries to figure out his next move, he actually researches Copperhead snakes to figure out what he might do. That night, in the Bat Mansion, otherwise known as the home of Bruce Wayne, millionaire playboy, Egkistradon Malkason, the common Copperhead. It never gives warning, strikes without a sound, and vanishes before you know what hit you. Copperhead chose his villainous identity well. He's the toughest, most baffling foe I ever faced. I've got to beat him or hang up the old cape and cowl for good. Always strikes without warning. Why should I wait till he's ready? I must make Copperhead strike when I, the Batman, want him to. A daring, bizarre plan begins to shape in his mind, and shortly at the Gotham City Museum. The golden cask of Montezuma. As Batman, I'm its special guardian. If these electric eye beams protecting it are broken, alarms are triggered here and in the Batcave, Batmobile, and my utility belt. Batman gives a lot of respect to this guy. He says he's the toughest criminal he's ever faced before. All that's happened so far is he stole the Queen's tiara, and he was most of the way up the wall by the time Batman got there. Like, that's all that happened. But he's got so much respect for him as the most daring, amazing criminal ever. And so Batman, the first time I read this, I thought that helmet, he calls it a casque, that the casque was like in the Batcave or something, but it's not. It's at the museum, and Batman's just the protector over it. So on top of patrolling the city and doing all the stuff that he does, he also is specifically in charge of guarding this thing at the museum, which he does with lasers. So he's got some kind of plan, but unfortunately, something very weird and amazing happens next. 2 days later, as Gotham City goes about its business, up there, smoke riding in the sky, it's Wonder Woman? The amazing Amazon from Paradise Island. Huh? What's she writing? I love Batman. So yeah, here we go. This is the main plot of the story, which is Wonder Woman falling in love with Batman. But it's not just her. Let's keep going. Then as Gotham's goggling citizenry continues to crane upwards, hey, now what? Someone's crossing out the Wonder Gal's message? That plane, it's Batgirl's. And look, she's spelling out something herself. Only I love Batman. Batgirl. Brother, what goes on here? Wonder Woman and Batgirl both in love with the Caped Crusader? Must be a gag. Yeah, but do superheroines ever joke? Batman, what's the meaning of this? You must know. Believe me, Commissioner, I haven't the foggiest idea. This is all I need, with Copperhead poised somewhere ready to strike again any instant. So, unbeknownst to Batman, and completely against his will, Wonder Woman and Batgirl have decided to compete for his affections by skywriting in front of the whole city. When you find out what this is about, this isn't going to make any sense. Batman tells the commissioner he has no idea what's going on. But let's press forward because there's just so much amazing stuff. So Batgirl and Wonder Woman get in a fight in the sky. By Hera, destroy my immortal words of love, you masked sorceress. I'll show you. Let go of my sky buggy, you muscle-bound witch. That Amazon will kill Batgirl. You've got to stop her, Batman. I'm on my way, Commish. But even as the whirly bat rises above Gotham's glimmering spires, try to escape my magic lasso? Impossible. Nothing's impossible for me, you unhip chick. Girls. Yeah, the insults that they throw back and forth are incredible. But yeah, Batman has, in this time era, the whirly bat, which is a chair that has a propeller blade, like a helicopter on it. In a helicopter, they have the blade in the back that keeps it from spinning, or to spin on purpose when they need to course correct and stuff like that. This is just a chair with a blade on it. He flies it around the city all the time. So Batman has to break up this fight that they're having over him. Batman, my dearest. Hi there, lover. Hey, whoa. Oh. Batgirl, watch it. The plane's on automatic, and I'm on the smooch beam. So she falls from the sky. Batman takes the whirly bird down to catch her, and Wonder Woman is flying next to them. I knew you'd save me. Does this mean you return my love? It means he's returning my love, you puny female. It means I'm taking you both down to find out what this is all about. All those Justice League adventures together must have had a cumulative effect. I suddenly realized I adore you. Well, that's very flattering, Wonder Woman, but we'd make an incongruous pair. Besides, we both have too much on our minds. Right, an Amazon is incompatible with a normal human hero, but I'm not. We're two of a kind, Batman. I patterned myself after you. My love for you is logical, deep. By Hera, let me at her. No, it wouldn't be a match. Yeah, this is so good. This is just the best. So this is not in front of people. Keep in mind for later, this is just something that's happening where Batgirl risks her life to jump at Batman's whirly bat to show that she loves him. She falls to her death almost, but Batman catches her, and they're both just proclaiming their love for him, their undying love, and Batman agrees to let them compete for him. That's it. I declare a contest between us, Wonder Woman, to show who really loves Batman more. I accept. Hold it, you two. I won't allow it. It's too absurd. What about our crime fighting? What about... Forget it. You can't argue with females, especially super ones. Let 'em at it. Reluctantly, Batman agrees, and next day the unique competition begins. Here, darling, treasures from Paradise Island, which only a female as rare as I can obtain. Why, thanks, Wonder Woman, but you shouldn't have, you know. Batgirl buys him a pink Batmobile. Unfortunately, they show it on a black and white TV screen where Copperhead is watching to formulate his plan. So Wonder Woman and Batgirl need to outdo each other to get him more gifts. Batgirl gets him a custom-made new cape, and then Wonder Woman digs into the ground, finds a bunch of gold, and sculpts a statue for him. Amazing, amazing. She puts it down in the park. The commissioner is, of course, very upset because he doesn't have a permit to have a statue there. No permit was issued to erect that statue in the park, so get it out of here. Okay, can I help if I'm irresistible to Wonder Woman and Batgirl? Not long after, a diamond-studded utility belt to replace your old one, Batman. Merciful Minerva, we have identical gifts. I ordered this original from Spiffany Jewelers. They said it was the only one. By Hera, that's what they told me too. People are beginning to profiteer from this situation. Okay, so Spiffany Jewelers sees on TV that these two heroes are competing for Batman's love, and they decide to hurry up and make two diamond-encrusted utility belts to hopefully sell them so they can give them as gifts to Batman, and it works. But how much would that even cost? Diamond-encrusted utility belt, like bare minimum is $100,000, right? Like they both spend $100,000 to try to impress Batman in this competition, which is great. But as all this is going on, Copperhead finally executes his plan. When another profiteer is about to go into action, Batman, for on a nearby rooftop, Copperhead said to pull this job under Batman's nose. Much as it scares me, I gotta do it because he scares me more than Batman. Meanwhile, down below, why, you copycat, I'll tear that frizzy Amazon wig off you. Let her go, Batman, and by Zeus, I'll uproot those limp tresses of hers. Come on, girls, act your age. So while they are fighting each other over Batman, Copperhead has sent a small-time thief to steal something right next to Batman to see if he would even notice. And he's testing him, and he gets away with it. The criminal just steals something, walks right past Batman, and it's fine. Hey, Batman's so busy with those two dames, he's not paying attention. Copperhead must have known something. Oh, the cops! There's the thief, grab him. Batman, that crook would have gotten clear away if we weren't in the vicinity. Why didn't you catch him? I was so busy keeping Wonder Woman from harming Batgirl, I guess I never even heard the alarm. And so Batman gets in an argument with the commissioner over the fact that he wasn't paying attention, which is really interesting to me because later on in Batman, like, Batman is never officially anything, you know, like the cops tolerate him and the commissioner will let him know about the crazier things that go on so that he can get involved, but like it just feels like he's a cop and he's going to get fired for not doing his job in this story, which is much different from all the stuff that I knew that I read about later. Anyway, Copperhead is watching. He sees all this go down. He knows that it's the perfect time to actually steal that cask. Batman hears the alarm and he decides to burst into action. We fooled him into thinking I'm too busy with your romantic rivalry, and he's about to grab the cask. I'm on my way to catch that snake in the grass. Thanks for your help. You're welcome, Batman. Good luck. So you knew it all along, you brave and bold ones, that it was a trap to catch Copperhead? Well, like the man said, you ain't seen nothing yet. For at this moment, I've only to smash the glass, snatch the helmet, and depart, but my serpent's seventh sense warns me. It tells me to stop and leave now. Okay. So we've revealed the actual truth here is that it was all a ruse. It was all Batman's plan to make it look like he was distracted so that Copperhead would steal the cask. How did he know that he wanted that particular item that Batman was in charge of guarding? I have no idea. But just think about the things that happened as they were competing for him. Batgirl risked her life by jumping off of her plane at a helicopter. I mean, that's not where you want to be. They both spend like $100,000 at least on diamond encrusted utility belts. I don't think there's a return policy on that. And like all of the stuff, they've really, really humiliated themselves on TV, proclaiming their love for Batman. This was Batman's plan, and they agreed to it, and it was fine. And so Batman has used this as a distraction to catch Copperhead, thinking that he's distracted. But Copperhead gets a weird feeling. He's got a spider sense, I guess, and he decides to leave the crime in progress. So Batman takes a look at the cask, which is still there. That means he's still suspicious. Got to get back fast to the girls. And so he tells them what's going on. I'd better get into character again. Insolent witch, let go of him. Let me show you how an Amazon kisses the one she adores. And so the same thing happens again. Copperhead watches from above. He sees Batman is truly distracted, and he decides to leave. The alarm goes off. Batman tries to leave just like he did last time. But this time, the ladies don't let go of him. Wait, Batman, don't go. Stay with me, keep conqueror of my heart. No, don't listen to her. By Aphrodite, he loves me. Wasn't his kiss proof? Great guns, what's wrong with them? Girls, stop. Batman, the kiss made me love you truly, without fakery. Believe me, my feeling for you is genuine. Batgirl, Wonder Woman, will you let go? I've got to leave. Oh no, they're not faking now. They're both in love with me. For real. That's right. So this was not a clickbait title on my part, and not in the comic either. Yes, they were pretending to fall in love with him, but they actually did. Why and how, I'm not sure. So she kissed him as like part of the ruse, but it makes her actually fall in love with him. And then Batgirl also does. Like, they're all faking, but then they're just not anymore. So Batman's trying to leave to go catch him, and they're actually stopping him. So the plan has backfired, because when Batman gets there, it's too late, and the cask is stolen. Where is Batman? Right where we left him. What did I do? It seemed such a foolproof plot, having both girls pretend they love me. I even faked enjoying it, knowing Copperhead wouldn't go after the cask unless he was absolutely sure I wasn't protecting it. But by now, he's grabbed it, and I'm stuck here. I can hear Commissioner Gordon now. You failed, Batman. Failed me, yourself, and Gotham City. I can see the headlines. Copperhead strikes again, vanishes. Batman foiled. And so, brave and bold ones, as the wiliest foe Batman's ever faced melts into Gotham's shadows, we end part 2. But you'd better melt into part 3. Okay, so think back. I pointed out a couple of these things as we went through, where the commissioner asks Batman what's going on, and he says he has no idea. Like, why not let the commissioner in on the plan? They clearly work closely together. Like, he's Batman, in a private conversation without the TV cameras around, without Copperhead around, acts like he has no idea what's going on and that this is real. I don't know why he wouldn't tell the commissioner that. I get why they would do that for the comic, but like, just don't show the scene where they're talking about it, right? So let's jump into part 3. Enough, you two. I've had enough. You've ruined everything with your kooky romanticism. By Hera, how masterful you are. You even broke my Amazon hold. But why blame us, Batman? It was your idea that we pretend to fall for you. That's what bothers me the most. It was my wild idea, but I've got one emergency gambit to play. Copperhead doesn't know the cask of Montezuma contains a homing device. I'm picking up its signals right now. Wherever he goes with it, I can follow him. Okay, so Batman needs like 20 minutes to go solve this crime, right? He has a tracking device. He's just going to go drive to where the guy is. He's got a new pink Batmobile. They don't show it. I really wish they did. I think he's flying around on his whirly bat. But he's just got to track this guy down, get the cask back, tie him up for the police, and then that's it. But Batgirl and Wonder Woman are so enraptured by him that they need to stop him from stopping a crime to show their symbols of how committed they are. Wonder Woman, oh no, I've been waiting for you to tell you what I've hidden in the park. something I never dared reveal to any man, a poem disclosing my secret non-Amazon identity. As Batman leaps to avoid the beauty from Paradise Island, Batgirl, I've followed Wonder Woman on my bat bike. If she bragged about revealing her identity, I also gave you the greatest gift a superheroine can offer. I hid mine in the same place as hers. I'll tell him myself where I placed it, in the bucket of the wishing well in Gotham City Park. Now to finish your interference, Batgirl. Missed, you muscle-bound Medusa. What's this? Another of Copperhead's electronic gizmos that he planted everywhere. Only this one's a listening device to pick up the sounds of anyone following him. He's heard everything the girl said. Oh, help. The old corn is crumbling. Got to do a double save. So Copperhead has made his escape, and he planted a tape recorder. Well, no, he planted like a webcam? I'm not sure, but he's getting the feed live, I guess. And he hears Wonder Woman and Batgirl say where proof of their secret identities are, why they left them in the park. Like, when did she have a minute to write a poem? Right? Because she said she wrote a poem and left it in the well in the park. She could have handed it to him. She could have waited for him to come back. She could have just told him who her secret identity is. And Batgirl, again, I don't know why. I mean, Batman's kiss was so amazing that I understand why Diana fell in love with him. Because he's probably got a bat kiss, like a really special Batman, like a super heroic kiss. But Batgirl, she just loves him just because, I guess. And so they're still competing. She wants to show off her secret identity too. But because of the listening device, Copperhead knows what's going on. He knows where he can find their secret identities, and that's a big deal. So he rushes to the park to get their identities. Aha, 2 of the world's most precious secrets. And in another moment, Wonder Woman! I'll take those. Now a spark for my bracelets to ignite them. Copperhead gone? He must have slithered into the swamp beyond. I must follow him until Batman and Batgirl arrive. So Copperhead, I'm pretty sure it's just a dude with a hoodie on that's got fangs on his forehead, but he kind of transforms into a snake, unless his hoodie just has a long tail on the back of it or something like that. Anyway, he swims through the swamp. He swims to some underground cavern somewhere, and he is followed by Wonder Woman, but she's poisoned. Yes, twisted and evil I am, Wonder Woman, and now I shall demonstrate just how much so. Jets of gas, biting, stinging gas. Not gas, my pretty, poison mist, made from pure snake venom. You are as good as dead. She still lives. It must be her Amazon strength. An ordinary mortal would not have survived, but I've won anyway. She shall never leave. The helmet and I are safe here now, for good. Don't bet on that, Slinky, because right now, we followed the beep signal from the helmet until it faded, but no sign of Copperhead or Wonder Woman. I'd better keep going deeper into this dismal swamp. Let me off on that rock pile, Batman. This is enough for me. Brr. Never thought I'd see her getting the shakes, but it certainly is a spooky place. Now to check out my feminine intuition and try to grab Copperhead on my own. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so the rivalry between the two is kind of over now because Batgirl wants to use her feminine intuition to save her, which she does by throwing a weighted shuttlecock at him. For badminton, but not really. She says, but not for badminton on the lawn, rather for bopping on the cop. Okay, so here's what's going on. Batman is on a boat up above. They're in an underground cave that has air and light. It's fine, don't worry about it. Batgirl got off the boat because she knew where the entrance was because of her intuition, but she didn't want to tell Batman for some reason. She goes in. She has a badminton-style shuttlecock that's heavy, throws it at Copperhead, which hits him, but he fights back, knocks him out. So both of them are unconscious. Batman is going to make his entrance in a second. Batgirl, Wonder Woman, dead or unconscious. Yes, I've defeated your beautiful allies, Batman. Now you shall join them. Let's see if you fight as big as you brag. Fool, to come within range of my fangs. There. Yow! My arm stinging, burning fiercely. Copperhead's venom. You have only minutes to live before the potent poison ends your crime-fighting life. Luckily, Batman is an amazing fighter, and he punches him twice and then ties him up and wins. But unfortunately, it's too late for him. His face is slowly turning green like a progress bar on your computer, and he's going to die. As the demoniacal laughter echoes in Batman's fading consciousness, ha 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 ha. Thank heavens I came in time. He's almost gone. I must act quickly with this anti-venom serum I slipped into my weapons bag, because I knew we'd tango with that viper. He's got to live. He must. His color is slowly returning to normal. I've saved him. Luckily, Batgirl has prepared an anti-venom. She's prepared an anti-venom just in case, but they're so in love with Batman that they can't think straight, right? So she tried to stop him from following Copperhead, but at the same time she was also prepared for a fight with him. I'm not so sure about that. And then like his face is slowly turning green, and once it gets to the top of his head, he dies. But she gives him the anti-venom, and it goes back. Why did Copperhead bite Batman? He has poison that would instantly, like the poison mist, it would instantly kill a mortal. He doesn't use that though. He uses snake venom. It's amazing, isn't it? But what's even more amazing is this final panel. Sometime later in Gotham City. Bye, Batman. I hope we made up for really falling for you. If you ever need us again, I know, but I'll call you, girls. Don't you call me. Amazing. That is just an amazing comic book that I've just read. So here's what happened, I think. So Copperhead steals the Queen's tiara because she tried to give him a quarter, right? And he escaped on his snake-like suction cup fingers. Batman decides to distract him to look like he's distracted so that Copperhead can steal this golden helmet. I don't know how Batman knows that he wants that helmet. He's never proclaimed his intentions to steal it or anything like that. But anyway, Batman calls up Batgirl and Wonder Woman and says, hey, can you guys pretend to be in love with me and fight each other? And they say, sure. And so they both have the idea to do skywriting to proclaim their love for him. They compete by getting more and more extravagant gifts for him. And that lulls Copperhead into a sense of security, knowing Batman is distracted to try to steal the cask. But they do actually fall in love with him. So when Batman tries to stop him, they fight to stop him from leaving because they need him so much. And then they suddenly don't care, and they stop the bad guy. Like, this is just amazing. If every issue was like this, I'd be so happy. Like, this was great. So I'm happy to be getting more Batman in my life, because some of this Batman stuff is ridiculous. Most of the Batman I've read is later, when it's bleak and terrible and dark. But yeah, I'm going to be reading lots more Batman in the future if it's like this. And stay tuned for more Batman stories, because I'm sure I'll find more that belong on this channel. But that's it for now. Subscribe so you don't miss anything in the future, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.